The name says it all. Christie's International Real Estate. We'll talk about that. What public policy issues concerning home ownership are hot on the Hill? We have the latest news. Hurricane season, just around the corner. Is your property protected? Hello and welcome. I'm Kurt Fonger. All this and more right now on South Florida Real Estate Update. We are at the Bridges in Delray Beach in a spectacular model from GL Homes, and I'm talking to the Vice President of Sales and Marketing, Jill Dowley. This is a gorgeous place.
Well, I'm glad you like it. It's one of our 11 model homes here at the Bridges, where homes are priced from about $650,000 to close to $2 million. And this represents what we have to show, which is really beautiful homes in a beautiful community with an incredible lifestyle.
Okay. Tell me about this top-of-the-line home. What model is it?
This home that you're in is called the Palazzo. It's about 7,500 square feet under air, about close to 10,000 square feet total. It has 6 bedrooms. It has a home theater, a club room, 2 laundry rooms, a huge kitchen, a wine room. It's got everything you could ever need in a home, plus a lot more.
And it's a very flexible design.
Yes, it is. There's a lot of areas where you can personalize the space, everything from an area that could be used as a game room to maybe a secondary master bedroom to a kid's playroom. And so a lot of the newer homes today, they're designed with flexible space that can be used however you see fit for your family, and that's a great feature about buying a new home.
Flexible space, but all the luxury.
All the luxury for sure.
This is not a golf community.
No, it's not, but the Bridges and Seven Bridges offers an incredible lifestyle, a 25,000 square foot clubhouse with a cafe, card rooms, a beautiful pool, resort area pool, area for the kids to play, an aqua lot. We have 9 tennis courts, a full tennis center with a pro shop, where we have a very robust tennis lifestyle. So we offer everything a country club would offer, but at very low fees.
Because you don't have golf,
right,
which some people don't want.
Exactly. So if you're looking for that lifestyle without the golf and without the cost, the Bridges is a great place for you.
You've had great success in selling these lots and homes.
Yes, we've done very well. We opened in 2012, and since then we've sold close to 600 homes. And we're very excited about the success. The market has really embraced the entire program that we offer, everything from our homes to our lifestyle.
And this is the top of the line. This is $1.7 million.
Yes, this home that you're standing in is base price at $1.7 million, but we have homes at every price range from 1.7 all the way down to the 600s. So if this one's a little more than you're ready for, Kurt, we can find you something else.
Oh, I'm ready. I'm ready.
Great.
Jill Dowley, thanks for being here, and thank you for the tour of this beautiful, beautiful.
Well, it's my pleasure. Thank you.
Okay, it's time to move. You've called Joel Dowley and 2 men in a truck, and Joel shows up, and you have a checklist. Time to move.
I do, and like many things, preparation is the key to success. Surprises are great for birthdays, but they're terrible for moving days.
Okay.
So we want to plan, prepare and plan.
Where do you start?
Well, first of all, and I'll go to my checklist, you want to make sure that you planned your times. What we call it pumpkin times. Cinderella's coach turned into a pumpkin at midnight. And for us, whatever time the elevator reservation is completed, that's our pumpkin time. Do you have to catch a plane? Do you have a birthday party to go to? What are the parameters? What's the earliest the development lets us in?
Because you've got other people scheduled for a move as well.
And as well as that. Okay. So we need to plan the times. We want you to plan your space. Make sure that whatever needs to be packed is packed and is ready to go. When the movers show up to do the move, we can be more efficient and lower the cost if everything is ready.
And you also have to identify what goes and what stays.
Everybody has a situation where there's a particular item that you think you're going to sell or give away, and when the move day comes, it's still here, or the reverse. And so those kinds of things need to be updated with the movers right when we come to the time of the move. And
once the moving day comes, you have to make sure there are The pets are out of the house, for instance.
That's right. Pets are wonderful, and so are kids, but we don't really, they're not appropriate as we're moving things in. It's a dangerous situation for small children or for pets. We want to make sure that they're safe and not going to be in the way of the move. We're going to prop your door open, and we don't want children or pets to be running out where they shouldn't be.
And clear out the pathways so you have a place to move stuff.
Exactly.
Now, what about the owner of the home being present at the time?
It's really important. Plan your time so that if you can't be there, at least somebody is there to answer questions. Every once in a while, we'll be, the red chair stays, and we get there, and there really are two red chairs. We're not sure which one. So it's really helpful to represent yourself or have somebody there for the move at all times.
Okay. And if you have something that you're going to be partially moving, like to Aunt Phyllis's house, make sure that goes on last.
Absolutely. We have, what we call our LOFO items, last on, first off. There are many instances where you need something immediately upon arrival at your new home, and we can make that happen, but we need to know in advance so that we make sure that that's going to go on the back of the truck.
Be nice to your movers, and they'll be nice to you.
Absolutely.
Joel Dowley, 2 Men in a Truck. Thanks for being here.
Thanks, Kurt.
I'm here in the offices of Attorney James Cioffi, known on this program as the Juris Doctor. Good to see you, Jim.
Welcome, Kurt.
Much talk these days about the Mortgage Debt Relief Act. You've had clients who have benefited from it in the past. How does it work?
Well, when lenders accept less than what they're owed on a mortgage, either through a short sale or foreclosure, that difference is considered a taxable event according to the United States government for tax purposes. So unfortunately, let's say they owe $250,000 on a mortgage, the lender accepted $200,000, that $50,000 difference could be a taxable event where they have to pay capital gains tax on that amount. Now, they don't have money to begin with, so imagine having to come at the end of the year with paying tax on that amount.
Right.
It's very challenging. So the Mortgage Debt Relief Act in the past had, until December 31st, 2013, waived that taxable event. So we're hoping that it will be extended now in 2014.
So without it, many people whose homes were they were underwater just said, forget about it. I'll go into foreclosure. I'm not going to pay taxes on this.
Sure. That would be the result if they don't have the benefit of that taxable event.
Okay. Attorney James Cioffi, thanks for being here. The Juris Doctor here on South Florida Real Estate Update.
We've all experienced guests that just will not leave.
You got the bug channel on here?
That was like that.
Nothing seems to make them leave.
Where did you buy this ham?
You're out of mustard, FYI.
Occupado.
They're everywhere.
Let's talk this over.
I'm Victoria McGaldy. Palm Coast Pest Control is family owned and operated. We are committed to getting rid of all your unwanted guests. Call us today.
Does your home have curb appeal? The impact of landscaping, especially here in South Florida, is incredible. It's a big part of how we assess the value of a home, a community, even a lifestyle. It takes vision, talent, and expertise to create a design that makes a truly great impression, one that will wow you today and grow throughout the years. Innovative, green, and gorgeous. Impact Landscaping, the clear choice.
We are in a fabulous equestrian property in Wellington. It's listed for $11 million, and it is co-marketed by Christies and Illustrated Properties. Let me introduce Tom Day. You know him, Senior Vice President of Illustrated Properties, and Rick Moser of Christies. Tell me about Christies. We think of Christies as an art house, not a realtor.
That's correct. Well, we are, first of all, the largest auction house in the world with over $7 billion in sales last year. But on the real estate front, we are also the largest group of independent firms. We did $100 billion in sales. And Illustrated is, of course, our affiliate for this market.
Why is that important for Illustrated, Tom?
Well, we specialize in luxury properties throughout the Palm Beaches. And we all know that Wellington is the epicenter of the world for equestrian, but also the beach area. And we just couldn't do it without the marketing help of Christie's.
And Christie specializes in $1 million and up.
That's correct. Only $1 million plus.
Okay.
In fact, if you go to our website, which has over 14,000 properties, the average there is about $4.5 million.
What's the difference between marketing a $1 million property and one that's lesser?
It's very different. We kind of break down our marketing into digital marketing, print advertising, then PR and events. On the digital front, we really go after that Christie's customer. That person who spends $1 million or more on art, chances are has $1 million plus home.
Well, they need some wall space.
Right. So that's we get them through that list, and then advertising wise, of course, our magazine, some 85,000 copies in distribution 4 times a year, brochures on the property, advertising in the Times, the Journal, all the spots where we know that high net worth individual is looking.
Which is a marketing arm that helps illustrate it.
Well, the key to all of this is we recognize it's a worldwide market now, and that's why the Christie's relationship is invaluable.
Mm-hmm. And it's really the network, I think, in particular that's most important. While advertising is terrific, it's the relationship that we have amongst each other. Mm-hmm. There's 140 firms. It's that agent in Southern Pines or Aiken who has a horse buyer who then refers that customer, hopefully, to us and then sells something long term.
Seems to me we have 2 different luxury markets in this area. We have, of course, Palm Beach and the equestrian area, Wellington.
They're very different, thankfully. So if a buyer comes to us and says they want to be on the water, near the water with a dock, of course, we'll put them over on the coast. But if they mention horses and land and a barn, they'll be the first to come to Wellington.
And they often come through art.
That's correct. Again, if someone is spending $1 million or more, we know who they are, and we hope to match their house with their collection.
So, Tom Day, is this relationship going to continue?
Oh, absolutely. We couldn't do without them.
It's been 12 years now?
12 years and counting.
Yes.
And it becomes a welcome from Christie's to the realtor that you choose in the market.
Very much so. We're very selective. It's a long process of interviews, sharing information and data. In the end, we want to make sure our match is forever, that this marriage is indefinite.
Well, I think we can all agree, Tom Day of Illustrated Properties and Rick Moser of Christie's, that this is a house we could enjoy.
I agree. Thank you.
It has been a rough winter. Not here, but elsewhere. Still, as we go into spring and summer, it's time to think about our landscaping. I'd like to introduce Philip Darling from Impact Landscaping. Thank you for being here today on South Florida Real Estate Update. As a homeowner, what am I thinking about going into the spring and summer with my landscaping?
I think the biggest concern going into spring and summer will be your irrigation system, ensuring that you have a properly functioning irrigation system, ensuring that you are watering at the correct time of day. We'll have a lot of supplemental rainfall in the summer months, so you want to also ensure that you have a active rain sensor, something that's is going to turn off your automatic irrigation system when we do have supplemental rainfall.
I've been dumping a lot of water on my around my house during the winter time, but now's the time to cut back because of overwatering?
Absolutely. Overwatering can promote fungus, other diseases, and plant pathogens that will really have a negative impact on the landscape and turf.
How do you get rid of those?
You basically take cultural controls through the watering schedule, and you keep the water off it. You keep a correct fertilization program and pest and an ornamental program on them, and you should be doing good.
Okay, you mentioned fertilization. What do I do now?
Fertilization in the summer, you're going to want to put down a weed and feed in the early spring to suppress the weeds that have been laying dormant in seed or whatnot within your turf and landscape areas, and get a jump start on suppressing those.
What about trimming my bushes and plants?
Trimming, you're going to want to set your benchmarks, figure out what kind of a look you want around your house. It's going to be an active growing season, so you're going to want to top plants and just lightly trim. If you want to cut things back, do a hard cut, now's the time to do it because the plants will be flushing out pretty actively.
Because they've been dormant during the winter time.
Correct.
So it looked like, hey, I don't have to prune anymore, but now's the time to start trimming again.
Yep, it's time to work again.
And what about some annuals, some flower plantings now?
You want to be careful with what species you're putting in at your residence. We're going to have a lot of exposure to sunlight. It's going to be very hot, so you just want to make sure that you're taking that into consideration when selecting an annual species.
Mm-hmm. Time to remember that summertime in South Florida can be brutal on plants.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Phil Darling from Impact Landscaping, thanks for being here on South Florida Real Estate Update. Here we are at Windsor Park in Jupiter.
Closed captioning brought to you by Illustrated Properties Real Estate. Our roots run deep. Choosing the right real estate agency and realtor makes a dramatic difference in the outcome of your transaction and overall experience. So before you make your decision, make sure your realtor has a solid understanding of the local market, lifestyles, and opportunities, as well as strong connections and trusted resources. Knowledge, experience, cutting-edge technology. This is our culture. This is our promise. Illustrated Properties Real Estate. Our roots run deep.
Who is it?
I'm Roger, of Adams Air Conditioning.
I'm sorry, I'm not used to technicians showing up on time.
We get that a lot. May I come in?
It's so hot in here.
Exactly 92.4 degrees to be exact.
Just look at my kids.
Do something for Pete's sake.
Help me, Roger of Adams Air Conditioning. You're our only hope.
I'm on it.
You did it! Thank you!
No need to thank me. It's what we do.
We have shown you plenty of luxury homes here on South Florida Real Estate Update. Today we're going to be talking about more reasonably priced homes with Mr. House, John Reichert, who's been building homes in this area for 17 years.
Thank you, Kurt. Yes, we've been building houses for 17 years. We've just finished this development here in the village of Palm Springs of 38 homes. They sold out very quickly, so we're starting a new project across the street.
You have some exciting plans for that project.
It's St. Paul Estates. It has 27 houses, and 14 of them are going to be 2 stories, 4 bedrooms, 2.5 baths, 2-car garage, and then we've got 1 stories with 3 and 4 bedrooms.
We're sitting here in a model of Mr. House's work, and there are plenty of upgrades that appear to be standard here.
The one thing that I do like to do is try to give my homeowner the most I can possibly give without passing on too much cost to them.
I noticed the crown molding, other features.
Yeah, there's all sorts of features in this house. The one thing is an ounce of prevention is a pound of cure. So we give granite countertops, undermount sinks, all wood cabinets, crown molding on the cabinets, tall baseboards, porcelain tile laid on a diagonal. We even tile behind the toilet.
High ceilings too, I appreciate that, believe me.
Yeah, the high ceilings are
And
nice.
a 1-year warranty you have.
Full 1-year warranty and a 10-year structural warranty.
Now your new homes are going to start from the low 200s.
From the low 200s, and they'll be available in the middle of the summer.
Now I'm not a math major, but with a low down payment, that means your mortgage payment may be about what you'd pay in rent.
Be very close to being as if you were a tenant. So it'd be much better to be a homeowner.
And these homes are going to be available starting sometime this summer.
Yeah, in the middle of the summer, we're hoping to have the first batch ready.
Okay. John Reichert. Mr. House, thanks for being here today, here in Palm Springs. I'm here talking with Wes McCrary of Palm Coast Pest Control. We are along the beautiful Intracoastal and Hogue Sound. Wes, you've been talking to us about what's going on inside the house with insects. Time to talk about the lawn and the ornamentals.
Yeah, it's that time of year. The chinch bugs are starting to come back out, so they'll be eating your lawn if you don't do something about it.
They can just kill your lawn.
Oh, they will eat the thing dead. They'll kill it all if you leave them there long enough. But so you can either wait till you have a big spot where they ate everything and wait for it to grow back, have us treat it, and then wait for it to grow back, or you can be proactive and maybe just have a pre-treatment so that they don't eat the lawn.
And there's also fungus going on in the lawns.
Fungus is always a big issue, and it's generally self-induced. Anytime a homeowner sees that their lawn is not looking quite right, they just keep putting more water on it.
Dump the water on it.
Worst thing you can do. If you're watering more than twice a week, then you're probably overwatering.
So then you call Palm Coast Pest Control and you treat the fungus.
We treat the fungus and make sure that you cut your watering back so you don't cause the problem again.
Now let's talk about the bushes and ornamentals.
Ornamentals have all kinds of issues, from scale to, they have these leaf miners that eat through the leaves, the top of the leaf, to whitefly, which I'm sure everyone is interested in now because it's become a problem the last couple of years. The ficus whitefly have been here for quite some time. They eat the whole ficus bush. Then we have the spiraling whitefly and the bonder's nesting whitefly, which get on a lot of mostly coconut palms and other palm trees, and they produce honeydew, which attracts black sooty mold, which drips on your car and your furniture and your pool deck and your driveway, everything else.
So sometimes you spray the plant and sometimes you treat the roots. Why?
Yep, sometimes we'll spray the plant. If it's a bug that lives on the outside of the plant, it's just easy to get rid of. Just spray topically and it knocks them right down for some of the lesser evils on the ornamentals. But as far as the whitefly goes, if it's a big coconut palm or something, we'll inject that because the injection lasts a year. None of the chemical goes into the ground, so it's good for people that are trying to be ecologically correct. You don't get any groundwater contamination. It all goes right into the tree. And it lasts a year, so that's the best part.
We're right next to the intercoastal and salt water. Is this a problem too for some people?
It can be, depending on what you have planted. Sometimes during the winter when it's really windy, it kind of blows this salt water over onto the trees and plants, and things can cause a little issues with some of the plants, but typically it's not too bad.
Okay. Wes McCrary, it's complicated, folks. There are a lot of things that will attack your ornamentals in your lawn. Call this guy, Wes McCrary, Palm Coast Pest Control. Thanks for being here today.
Thanks,
We're all inundated with promotional messages about how to secure a mortgage. It's hard to know what to do. That's where Janine Henryon from Group 1 Mortgage comes in. Not only does she have the expertise to uncover your best options, she is there to help you every step of the way.
Janine was an amazing person to work with. She was always there for me. I could call her any time of the day. She supported me through the entire process and made me achieve my dream.
Janine Henryon. Count on her to go the extra mile. It starts with a roof inspection. As a current homeowner, a buyer, or a seller, it's best to identify a roof's condition to determine the next course of action, if any. You can depend on the experts at State Certified Roofing to provide an honest and credible assessment of the roof and present options based on insurance company specifications, durability, design, cost, scheduling, and installation. State Certified Roofing, certified to ensure excellence.
At the Palm Beach County Convention Center, we are very lucky to have corralled this guy. He's John Sebree, who's the Senior Vice President for Public Policy for Florida Realtors. John, welcome back to South Florida Real Estate Update.
Good to be here.
Last time we talked about some state issues. Let's talk about some federal issues, and that means taxes.
There has just been a feeling in Congress for several years that they need to do comprehensive tax reform. The best news I can tell you is that comprehensive property tax reform and tax reform in general is probably not going to happen in 2014, probably not even in 2015.
But we've been talking in Congress about debt relief.
Well, there's a bill that realtors have been advocating. It's a number one priority in Washington, and that is called mortgage cancellation relief. So the poor homeowner who had to do a short sale or foreclosure, the debt that they were forgiven is typically forgiven by the bank. Well, the IRS considers that income. If you were forgiven debt, they want you to pay tax on that.
So if you were forgiven, say, $50,000 of your mortgage debt, and the bank says, well, goodbye, thank you very much, the IRS says that's $50,000 of income.
Yeah, and we want to tax you on that. So the realtors a number of years ago got a bill through Congress that said forgiven debt would not be taxed. Unfortunately, that legislation expired on December 31st of 2013, so we've been fighting to get it extended.
So the people who don't have the money to pay their mortgage are being asked to pay an extra tax bill on their debt forgiveness.
It is the most unfair thing, and it's sort of this is how Washington works, but there are about 55 tax provisions that expired at the end of 2013, and this is one of those. The Senate Finance Committee has already passed legislation to extend this for 2 years and make it retroactive to January 1st, and that's good news because there will be those who've gone through a short sale just in the first few months of 2014, and they're uncertain about what that's going to mean for them when they file taxes for the
and
year.
If they don't get that relief, they'll just go into foreclosure and just say forget it and let the house go into ruin.
It's just a horrible situation. So we feel very confident that Congress is going to extend this and that they're going to extend it for 2 years.
How extensive is the realtor influence in Washington? Big office?
It is a big office. There are over 100 staff people. You know, we're the largest professional trade association in the world. And then in Florida, the Florida Realtors similarly are the largest professional trade association in the state. There are over 1 million realtors in the United States. We have 127,000 of those realtors here in Florida. So we're fighting at all levels. But in Washington, we are probably the second largest lobby. So, you know, looking out for homeowners is a full-time job.
That's good. Thank you. Thank you for keeping an eye on the legislators.
Definitely.
Okay. John Sebree, who's the Senior Vice President for Public Policy for Florida Realtors. Thanks for being here again on South Florida Real Estate Update. I'm here with Aaron Chandler of Chandler Construction here at the scene of one of your latest projects, this beautiful, beautiful kitchen. A good place to start to appreciate the value of your home?
Absolutely, yes. Kitchens and bathrooms are the most important places to start if you want to add value to your home as a seller. If you walk into a kitchen and you see these old cabinets with a slab of brand new granite on it, that's not going to do it, because the new buyer is going to look at that and be like, wow, all has to be ripped out anyways.
Right.
So if you're going to do it right. And when you do it, stick with neutral colors. Stick with things that people are not going to see as an eyesore, such as baby blue or foil wallpaper, for example. You want to get rid of that stuff, keep it simple, easy, and make it stand out between your neighbors' homes who could be selling in the future as well.
What kind of return am I going to get for my money that I put into my kitchen or my master bath?
You would definitely be able to add a 10 to 15% value to what your home currently is with a new updated kitchen or bath.
And mistakes that people make when they're halfway doing it?
Well, you should have to lay the kitchen out properly. It has to be a functional kitchen. So the dishwasher can't be next to the kitty-cornered sink, so you can't open it and load your dishes while you're doing dishes. The refrigerator should be closed in most of the time for a more built-in look. It's fairly easy to do, but it's a big mistake because it's kind of an eyesore. The biggest part of the kitchen would be your pantry or a refrigerator, and you want those to be tucked away and become part of the kitchen, not stand out like a sore thumb.
Okay, good advice. Update that kitchen. Aaron Chandler, thanks for being here on South Florida Real Estate Update.
Thank you.
If you're asking yourself, will anyone help me save my home? Direct your questions to James A. Cioffi, Esquire, a.k.a. the Juris Doctor. Through his daily practice and legal advice column, Mr. Cioffi provides his diagnosis and a path to help homeowners achieve the best possible outcome. If you're dealing with a tough situation or simply closing on a home, don't go it alone. Make sure you have proper representation. The Juris Doctor, real estate attorney James A. Cioffi, by your side.
There's a reason why realtors turn to David Dunham Insurance. They want to help their buyers secure a homeowner's policy that delivers the best coverage and cost. As an independent insurance agent who is connected with over 25 A-rated companies, David Dunham Insurance connects homeowners with the best worry-free options available. Confidence, security, and cost adds up to peace of mind. That's why realtors turn to David Dunham Insurance. Shouldn't you?
And there you are. Thanks so much for being with us, and be sure to check us out next time as we welcome our area experts, focus on some of the best areas to live and play in South Florida, ways to appreciate your home from our local experts, and much more. South Florida Real Estate Update, addressing your local real estate market. I'm Kurt Fonger. Have a good week.